Hey guys, it's your girl Eve and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Happy spring semester everybody! Woo! I am so excited to be back here on Boston campus, ready to tackle another semester. This is my second semester here at Northeastern, and I'm just so excited to continue learning, growing, and making the most of my college experience. I'm currently in a bunch of really great classes and involved in some really great clubs. And before we get into all of that content, I wanted to show you guys how I plan and organize for weekly and semesterly success, what my goals are for this spring semester, especially because it's going to be so much more different than my fall semester. I'm going to be showing you guys how I organize my Canvas and my Google Space on my computer and how I make my workspace super efficient, as well as going to show you guys what's in my backpack and what I bring with me to class to make sure that I have everything that I need to succeed in the classroom. So if you guys are ready to hop into this video, please be sure to give this video a big thumbs up and make sure you subscribe down below with post notifications turned on, and let's just get started. Okay guys, so the first thing I'm going to be showing you guys is how I plan for weekly and semesterly success. One of the biggest ways that I make sure that I'm on top of everything that I have to do, and something that I've been doing since the start of high school, is getting a planner. This is my 2025 to 2026 planner that I've been using this year and that I've been using to kickstart this spring semester. And I've been getting a planner from Amazon or from Target every year just to make sure that I'm on top of everything based on a monthly, a weekly, and a daily schedule. And this year I made my planner look super cute by adding stickers to both the front and the back. So I always feel happy whenever I open this book. So I'm going to show you guys what's inside and why I enjoy having a physical planner, just to write out my schedule for each day, write out my goals, as well as write out all the events that I have within each month. Okay, so when you first open my planner, on the left you're going to see an yearly overview of both 2025 and 2026, which I find to be very helpful in case I want to look back and see which day is on which part of the week. And then on the right, this is just all my yearly goals, which are color-coded with the colors of my pen. I have green, blue, black, and red. And those are just all the goals that I have for my first year in college. I put my pen there because I have personal information, but just in general, I really love that the first page just gives you a setup as to how you want your year to go. The amazing thing about my planner too is that they also separate it by months of the year, and because it's an academic planner, it will have it planned out with all of the months of the school year. And this one begins in July, but some other ones start in September. Skipping ahead of my planner, we are in January of 2026, so this is the calendar setup that we have, and those are all of the events that I have going on this month. It is just the beginning of the semester, so it is looking a little empty right now, but I feel like as soon as we kick off the semester, my months are going to start looking busier. I really like that the calendar is the opening part of the month, because then I can just sit down and first off reflect on how the month is going to go and see what I have coming up this month. I also think it's really great that the planner also comes with a notes section, so I can write down all of my notes. This month, my notes just consist of what I'm going to be posting for YouTube this month, as well as some potential ideas that I have for next month. On a more daily basis, this is how my day-to-day schedule kind of looks a bit like in my planner. Today is January 13th, and I'm currently in this time block filming this video, but I normally plan out what I want to do within each time slot. The time slots start at 7 a.m. and end at 7 p.m. And then there's also a little note section that shows you what events I have that's beyond 7 p.m. as well as homeworks that I have scheduled. It's like a one day on one side, another day on another side, so this is the plan for tomorrow. I don't have anything planned during this time, so I have to figure out when I want to do that. I already have my homeworks written out for the week, and what I like to do to plan for a really strong week in terms of staying on top of assignments is I write down all the homework that I have in my notes for each day. So this week I already have everything written out, so let's write out my homework and my classes for the next week. beyond my planner, I also have a calendar on my phone, just so I have a digital version of everything that's in my planner. My calendar just shows all the events that are going on and not my assignments, so which is why having my physical planner has been really helpful, so I can just sit down and look over what I need to do. But now that life has been getting a lot more digital, people are relying a lot more on their phones and on their computers to be able to follow their schedules and get around to where they need to be on campus. I think it's also been very helpful to me as well, because I can't just walk around with a planner in my hand. So it's been great to have my phone as well. Now I want to show you guys how my Canvas looks and how I set up my computer so that I am best prepared to take on all of my classes and all of my work. Welcome to my workspace. So I'm just currently opened on a new tab right now to show you guys how I'm able to access all of the most important resources that I need on Chrome. I'm pretty sure one of the first things that you probably noticed is my wallpaper, which is of Northeastern University in the greater Boston area, which is where I am. And then I also have a bunch of shortcuts and a bunch of bookmarks. The most notable are definitely Canvas, which is how I access all of my classes and all the coursework that my teachers are going to assign me. The great thing about Northeastern is that they give both a Microsoft account and a Google account, so I have both Outlook as well as Google Drive and Gmail. I use OneNote on Microsoft to be able to take all my notes in class. What I found to be really enjoyable and helpful is that it's basically like a notebook. You can make multiple sections, multiple pages, and separate it by all the classes that you have. So let me show you guys what my Canvas looks like and how I make it look efficient and easy to access. So this is my Canvas. As you can tell, it's super aesthetic and super cute. It's very blue, which is definitely my vibe. Before, it used to be like a very ugly red color, and I changed it up to make it look super cute. And what I really love about this is because the font is super nice first off, and the design is super nice, but also there's this circle on this side that shows me how many assignments I still have yet to do, as well as how many I have done for all of my classes. I'm currently enrolled in 6 classes which are in the top 6, and I was able to organize it so that all the classes that I already took are at the bottom. Something that Canvas does not do that this design does is that it shows you all the things that are due and that are upcoming. So I really like that because it also keeps me on top of things beyond my physical planner. And I also love that it makes it fun because it tells you as well how many days you've gone without missing an assignment. Now let me show you guys how I set up my notes and why I really enjoy using OneNote. Alrighty guys, welcome to my spring semester class notebook. I also had a notebook for the fall semester, which was super cute, and it turned out super nice. But this is what I have going for this semester. So I have all of my classes for this semester. As you can notice, there's only 5, and the reason for that being is that my 6th class doesn't let me take notes on my computer. We have to take notes by hand, which is why I also have notebooks in my backpack, which, stay tuned, I will show you what's in my backpack. But I color coordinated all of my classes so that it just looks super cute, super organized. And like said, you can add many pages as you want. And so I currently have 1 page for this class going, and you can just keep adding and adding within each section. So in this class I have 2 now, and we already started learning stuff, so I wrote down key concepts and highlighted things, bolded things, underlined things, just like you would in a regular document. And I was able to use the drawing tool to be able to highlight. I don't use these colors, I use the highlighter tool, which comes out with more pastel cute colors, and I typically just use the yellow and the blue one, which I find to give like a beachy cute vibe, but any colors really work nicely and you can take your pick and choose. Lastly, I'm going to be showing you guys what's in my bag and what essentials I bring around with me on campus to make sure I'm prepared and ready to succeed. So I'm going to start off with the side pocket. The first and most obvious thing that you can see is my umbrella. So I always carry an umbrella around with me because just in case it starts raining or snowing or hailing at any point when I'm outside of my dorm, I just have it as a necessity. On the other side pocket that I have gum, which I just have Icebreaker's peppermint flavor, Advil, just in case I get stomach cramps or headaches while I'm in class, ginger mints, which are just in case I get stomach nausea. And finally, I have nasal allergy spray because especially now that during the spring is starting, I'm definitely going to get a lot more allergies while I'm out and about. In my small pocket, I have a bunch of self-care essentials that are an absolute must bring when I'm around on campus or just outside of my dorm. So the first and foremost thing that I always have, it doesn't matter where I'm going, is lotion. This flavor is Into the Night flavor and it smells so good. I'm actually almost out, which is devastating, but I'm definitely going to get some more. I also have spray deodorant because you never know when it gets hot out or when you get caught up in something stinky or you just need a good refresh. I tend to go work out sometimes in between classes, so this has been really helpful, especially if I finish working out and I'm like just stinky and gross all over. Also, every girl always carries this, but I have pads in my backpack and they're just like little pads that I just carry around with me just in case I get my period or just in case I need a change while I'm on campus in class. I also have Vaseline. I have so many of these Vaseline containers everywhere. I have one in my dorm, I have one in my backpack, I always carry one in my jacket, and I always carry one when I'm traveling because my lips get so chapped, especially during the winter, and these have been a lifesaver. I also carry around Tempo tissues and wipes. So these are like when I have to wipe the toilet down or when I have just to wipe down a table, a surface, just so I'm feeling sanitized and clean whenever I'm sitting anywhere outside in public. And I also have tissues just in case I need to blow my nose or if anyone needs to blow their nose, I just have those resources. This one is almost out, which is why I have a more full version. I also carry around a Tide pen stain remover pen just in case I accidentally spill something or I accidentally make a mess. Because I wear contacts, I also have re-wetting drops. My eye sometimes gets dry from wearing contacts for so long and staring at a screen in class, so these definitely come in handy, and I actually just refilled this one, so you already know I use them a lot. Every girl probably has this in their little essentials kit, but I have a mirror. Mine says unicorns are magical, and it's super cute. It's a little faded because it's been in my backpack for so long, because I just keep carrying it around everywhere. But anytime I need a refresh, the mirror comes out and I look at myself, and it's just super helpful. So you guys know that I have Tempo wipes, but I also have hand sanitizer so that not only can I wipe down the surface, but I can also wipe down my hands whenever they get dirty or gross. This flavor is 'Tis the Season from Bath & Body Works, which has just been super helpful and it smells so good. I actually don't use this hand sanitizer that often because I usually have access to a bathroom, but these really come in handy and work great. And last but not least, this is going to come in handy especially for the class where I only can write notes on paper, is whiteout. So this whiteout is from Blick and it's from Staples, and it's a staple because I mess up all the time when I write on paper, and if you don't know me, I generally write with pen, so it's kind of problematic how many mistakes I make, and the whiteout always comes in handy. In my big pocket, I have all of my school supplies. To start off, I have my little pencil baggie. It is from my friend that I got for my birthday when I turned 18, but inside I just have a bunch of pencils, pens, and highlighters and markers, just so that I can highlight my notes, especially in the class that I now have to take notes on paper for, as well as when I do readings and homework. The amazing thing about my backpack too is that it also comes with a compartment to hold other pens, so I have a bunch of pens and writing utensils that can't fit into my bag that I just keep in that little compartment. Next, this is something I never use, but it's always good to have, and that is a ruler. And this ruler is just a clear blue ruler, and it is 30 centimeters or 12 inches. And then I have my notebooks. Woo! So this semester I'm carrying around 3 notebooks in my backpack. This one is for my social networks class, which is the class that I have to take notes on paper for. And then the other ones, I have a 1 subject notebook for my journalism fundamental classes. And then the final one is a 3 subject notebook in this pretty teal color. that I'm taking for my co-op class as well as my 2 media classes that I have this semester, and I've actually already written notes in this notebook as well as in my one subject purple notebook for the readings that I've had to do since I began my semester, and it's definitely been super helpful. Last but not least, I have this back pocket, which is relatively small, but it holds the most important thing that every college student needs, and that is my laptop. Obviously, my laptop is not in there right now because it's just sitting there out on my desk, but you already know the laptop goes in here. Particularly when I have exams, I will also stick my phone as well as my AirPods in here as well. And in this pocket, I also hold a portable charger just in case my laptop or my phone gets low on battery, then I have it. This portable charger was in my Pack With Me video, so it's full circle moment, but it's been very helpful with me so far this semester. And like I said, I do not go a day without my portable charger, so it's obviously in the back pocket. So those are all of the things that I carry in my backpack so that I am well prepared to brave the campus and have a good day in college for all of my classes. That will be the end of today's video. I hope that today's video has been very helpful to you. If you guys enjoy these kinds of videos, please be sure to leave this video a big thumbs up and make sure you subscribe down below with post notifications turned on. And I will see you guys in next week's video. Bye! Love ya!